Hello, everyone. I am Rhonda with Rhonda's Lovely Sparks. Well, my mind is always a thinking and creating. And I remember when I had my live stream yesterday. Trying to get my cat out the way. You're not going to chew my mic cord. I already had to replace it too. I love my cats. So I had my live stream yesterday and I played me dancing to this Dallas Cowboys. We are the Cowboys. And I just happened to mention, trying to get everything out of my cat's way, happened to mention that Charley Pride is the one who sung the first Dallas Cowboy theme song. 1979. That's right. The great country singer, African American black man, Charley Pride. And I'm going to share some information with you in this video, which intrigued me because if you all know me and if you don't, please subscribe. And if you do, you know that I love digging in a person's history, especially celebrities when it comes to movies, watch parties, artists. And I want to share some information in this video. Welcome. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell. Hit that bell. Let's see what I could pull up. I am just so intrigued. I said, let me do this video and let me go ahead and share this with people because it's a lot of things that people don't know about Charley Pride. He was a Dallas Cowboy fan, but also he was just a great person, period. Overall, he had flaws. He went through things and racism and how, this story can definitely give us some more insight about Charley Pride. But I also wanted to share that I remember when I was a little girl, my dad owned several of his vinyl albums. My mother didn't like Charley Pride, but my dad did. I mean, she didn't like his singing. My mother was not a country fan. Cat, get out of there. They're doing their prowess thing. Their primal thing is kicking in. You know what? I want people to see you, Chadwick. Come here. Come here, baby. This is Chadwick. He doesn't like to be picked up, but I'm going to pick him up anyway. Ow, ow, don't scratch me. Ow, ow. You're going to get on cam because you've been asking for it. Ow. Here he is. He likes using his paw for everything. Doesn't want to be picked up, but he sure wants a lot of love. Okay, we'll put you down. Just stay out of my roses. Okay. Let's get to let's get to talking about this great man. Join me, okay? Join me. Let me get my mic as I dig into the life of Charley Pride, the legendary Dallas Cowboy fan, and uncover what really happened to him. Charley Pride's 1979 Dallas Cowboys theme song is a beloved piece of sports history. And Charley Pride, a country music legend, a passionate Dallas Cowboy fan, recorded the song to celebrate the Dallas Cowboy team. God, did I get scratched here? Oh my goodness. Oh well. That's what happens when you have a cat. The song captures the spirit and pride of the Cowboys, and it becomes an anthem for fans during the late 1970s, 1972. Charley Pride connected to the Cowboys. Connection to the Cowboys went beyond. My cats are distracting me. Hey, babies, they are just getting into things. Okay, we're gonna show you Nippy. Here's Nippy. Nippy, Nippy. Okay. All right. We're not going to make it about them right now, even though it has been about them. Um, Charley Pride's connection to the Cowboys went beyond just the song. He was a frequent visitor to the team's training camps and games. And he even became friends with many of the players and coaches. His theme song remains a nostalgic reminder of the Cowboys' glory days and Pride's enduring legacy in both music and sports. If you want to listen to the song, you could find it on YouTube, but I'll have it at the end of this video. So check it out. Check it out here after you hear my commentary on the great Charley Pride. And then after that, it's going to be um, his bio, some details about Charley Pride, and it's going to be me dancing at the end. So I always leave the cherry on top, the treat, of course, of me dancing. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. And if you have any other questions or need further assistance, feel free to ask me. Charley Pride is a name that resonates deeply in country music genre and the scene, with a career spanning over 5 decades and numerous chart-topping hits. But what many might not know is that behind the iconic voice and guitar lies a diehard Dallas Cowboy fan whose love for the team runs as deep as his roots in country music. Growing up in Mississippi, Pride faced immense challenges being a Black artist in a predominantly white country music scene. He was often relegated to segregated venues, and his music was frequently met with skepticism by radio stations and industry executives. Despite these hurdles, Pride persevered, relying on his raw talent and dedication to his craft. His breakthrough came in the 1960s with hits like Just Between You and Me and I'm So Afraid of Losing You Again. What is your favorite song that he sung? Which I could share with you mine. Kiss an Angel Good Morning. Remember that? Kiss an Angel Good Morning? It's in my head. I grew up with that in my head. Um, Pride's Charley Pride's personal life, however, was marked by turmoil. He struggled with racism and poverty and family tragedy, which often left him feeling like an outsider in his own industry. Yet through it all, he found solace in his love for the Dallas Cowboys. The team became an escape, a symbol of hope and resilience that fueled his passion for music. In the midst of his chaotic life, Pride's music remained a constant source of comfort, providing an outlet for his emotions and experiences. His songs often conveyed a sense of vulnerability, which resonated deeply with his audience. As his fame grew, so did his connection to the Dallas Cowboys, whom he considered a symbol of strength and unity. Pride's love for the Cowboys was more than just a passing admiration. He was an integral part of his identity. He often incorporated Cowboys memorabilia into his stage shows and also in his music even featured references to the team. The bond between Pride and the Cowboys went beyond mere fandom. He was a deep-seated connection that brought him joy and comfort in times of turmoil. One unforgettable moment that showcases Pride's dedication to the Cowboys is his performance in the 1974 Cotton Bowl, where he sang the national anthem before a packed stadium. The event was a defining moment in his career as it brought together his two passions, music and football. The crowd's thunderous applause as he took his as he took the stage, guitar in hand, is a testament to the enduring bond between Pride and the Cowboys. The significance of that performance extends beyond the event itself, and it highlights the power of sports to bring people together, transcending racial and cultural divides. For Pride, the Cowboys represented a community that accepted him without condition, a sense of belonging he often found elusive in the country music scene. In the midst of his chaotic life, Pride's love for the Dallas Cowboys remained a constant beacon of hope that inspired him to keep pushing forward. His music, infused with the spirit of the team, became an anthem of those seeking solace in the darkest of times. As we reflect on Charley Pride's remarkable journey, it's clear that his impact on country music and his status as a devoted cowboy are forever intertwined. His legacy serves as a testament to the power of music and sports in bringing people together, fostering a sense of community and belonging that transcends borders and boundaries. What's your favorite Charley Pride song or moment? Share it in the comments below. And if you're new here, consider subscribing for more intriguing stories and explorations in the world of music, movies, and vintage cars. Charley Pride's 1979 Dallas Cowboy theme song is a beloved piece of sports history, and Charley Pride, a country music legend and a passionate Dallas Cowboy fan, recorded the song to celebrate the team. The song captures the spirit and pride of the Cowboys, and it became an anthem for fans during the late 1970s and through 72. Charley's Pride connection to the Cowboys went beyond just the song. He was a frequent visitor of the team and also the training camps and the games, and he became friends with many of the players and coaches. Thank you so much for joining me, and please wait till the end and check out a more deeper defining story of his life, of the tragic details. Also, he has a son that was out there that is his son that he loved, took care of, and another woman that he loved and took care of. Please stay tuned to that information. He seemed to be a very responsible man when it came to loving his son. He loved Texas. He also has children that has inherited his music spirit and talents, and a beautiful wife as well. So we end up losing him during COVID, and I'm going to let you please hang out. Wait till the end. And also, you got to check out my dance moves because I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. That's right. And I'm dancing to that song. And I also play the Dallas Cowboy original theme song that Charley Pride sung. Thank you so much for being a part of this video. Don't forget to smash that like, share it, comment, and hit that bell. And I'll see you soon.
Dallas Cowboys, we are the Cowboys. Super coach, super team, mean, hard, hungry, ugly, and mean. So get down, get down, get down, y'all. Dallas Cowboys, Cowboy football. We're all the at the Super Bowl. We are the Cowboys. Super coat, super team. Mean heart, hungry, ugly, and mean. So get down, get down, get down, y'all. Dallas Cowboys. Cowboy football. We got the Fab and the Superman. Outstanding talent in all of the land. Super fan, super play. Best looking cheerleaders in the whole USA. We are the Cowboys. Super coach, super team. Clean heart, hungry, ugly, and mean. So get down, get down, get down, y'all. Dallas Cowboys. Cowboy football. Dallas, Dallas Cowboys. We are the Cowboys. Super coach, super team. Clean heart, hungry, ugly, and mean. So get down, get down, get down, y'all. Dallas Cowboys. Cowboy football. Dallas, Dallas Cowboys. We are the Cowboys. Oh, super coach, super team. Clean heart, hungry, ugly, and mean. So get down, get down, get down, y'all. Dallas Cowboys. Cowboy football. Dallas, Dallas Cowboys. We are the Cowboys. Super coach, super team. Clean heart, hungry, ugly, and mean. So get down, get down, get down, y'all. Dallas Cowboys. Cowboy football. Dallas, Dallas Cowboys. We are the Cowboys. Oh, super coach, super team. Clean heart, hungry, ugly, and mean. So get down, get down, get down, y'all. Dallas Cowboys. Cowboy football.
You know, I was privileged to work the first tour with Charley Pride down in Texas and Willie Nelson. A bunch of, I didn't want to follow him then, and I don't want to do it now. Can we talk about something?
What was it like being on the first tour with him? Watching the reaction of the people?
It was amazing, just amazing. When he talked about you have to build that rapport with somebody, I mean, he did it this quick. He walked out there, and there'd be a little reaction, you know.
Shock. And all.
Yeah, but I mean,
He look like us and sound like them.
he come out there, you know, singing, and just by the time the song was finished, he had him in the palm of his hand. It didn't matter what he said or did then.
Well, I think it was because, as we all know in this room, he's real. Yeah. What you see is what you get, an honest, talented, wonderful man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but what did he talk about on the bus?
Well, what happened on that tour stays on that
What was it like to kiss Willie Nelson, Charlie?
Benson said that. What? Who said what?
Ray.
When at Panther Hall, Willie kissed you.
Yeah. No. See, that's wrong.
Yeah, it is
wasn't-
wrong.
Many ways.
No. It wasn't Panther Hall. It wasn't Panther. It was I was just arriving. It's called a roadway inn. He was up in the balcony. He's up on the balcony, and I was getting out of the car, and he come out. Probably right at that roadway end. and it happened. I've done it. My gospel song. He wrote Family Bible. He came to do Family Bible, and I said, John, get the camera ready. I'm gonna get him back. So he come off his bus to go and do the song, and I grabbed him, and then he went like this, and I scared the daylights out of him. I got him back, because I kissed him right on the lips. He'd go on like 60 Minutes, and he said, yeah, he said, I did it. He said, it wasn't too, you hadn't seen that much, coming out there looking like that in country music, looking like them. But the point is, they're getting ready to do a movie on me, hopefully, and I want to just sit down and tell all.
Can I play you?
I tell you what.
You hell in Howard. You gotta sing that. You gonna sing that tonight?
I don't know. I will if you want me to.
I want you to.
And if I remember this correctly, now my dad had a band, and I'll never forget this. The day that we were standing by Vice at a Texaco station, he was a mechanic, and he got your single or album, but I don't think it didn't have your picture on it, right? Well, did they?
No, that's wrong too.
Is that wrong?
Yeah. My picture was on the album, but they never said anything when they sent the Snakes Crawling Night out to all of the DJs. They didn't say a word. Right. They just sent it out and let the song and the voice speak for itself. And then DJs would be calling up on us and say, you hear that Snakes Crawling Night? Say, who do you think singing that? Mm-hmm. So what do you mean, who do you think is? What color do you think he is? He's white. What do you think? He said, no, I know a white man sing when I hear it. So these kind of things, just little by little, each DJ would call. And there were some DJs that didn't play me. I mean, but it just evaporated just as soon as it.
But on that first record, they called you Country Charley
Yeah,
Pride.
well, see, that's another thing. That's another thing. They said, why'd you take Country Charley Pride off the record? I said, I didn't put it on. I said, and they said, why did it have to take 4 people to produce you? See, on the single was Chet Atkins, Bob Ferguson, Felton Jarvis, and Jack Clement, the Cowboy. They said, why'd it take 6? I said, well, Chet told me they didn't want no mistake when they find out what the pigments was, that there's gonna be no mistake. He said, those names on there is legitimate. They said, with Chet Atkins and Jack Clement and Ferguson and Felton Jarvis that produced Elvis, he said, hey, this ain't no joke, you see. So that's the way that I said, I didn't put it on and I didn't take it off. So I had to explain that too. So about the album cover, I was on every album cover. They just didn't say nothing about it when I first went out. Oh, the snake's crawling.
That's right.
Hey, Cowboy told me, Charlie, that there was a time when you were outselling Elvis Presley by a mile on RCA.
Well, in the discography that they'd send out, even though I said I'm second only to Elvis that sold the most records on RCA when RCA was RCA. Mm-hmm. Right. So I didn't put it out there. So
thank God for Chet Atkins for taking
Well, he took it out to Monterey, California. There, all the big wigs was out there, and he took a picture with him, and they put it on, and he put, oh, the snake's crawling, that's what they say. And all the people standing there, I said, what do you think about it? I said, pretty good voice. I said, what color you think he is? What do you mean, what color I think? So he showed them all a picture, I remember some of them, Deep Imperio, you remember, were you on who? No, he was Jimmy, Little Jimmy Brown, was he? No, he was on RCA, but when he passed it around, he said, well, all of them looked at one another and said, well, I don't care what color, we're gonna put the record out. I ain't gonna say nothing about it, and that's the way it's been. And the last thing I wanna say about this was, Ralph Emery was in Detroit. Now, I was living in Montana at that time. And I had driven all the way from Montana, get $200 a day. I was wanting that 200 too. I mean, but I wanted to get in front of them people. I had to get in front of them people. So the guy was kind of, a little bit skeptical. And he said, Charlie, you're not thin-skinned, are you? I didn't know what that meant. Thin-skinned. He said, well, you go out on the stage with 400 people. You got 10,000 out there, and at Olympia Stadium, which now it was called Cobo Hall at that time, I think. He said, well, you haven't rehearsed with the band. You 5 minutes off from stage time. I said, no, I haven't rehearsed with the band. I said, but do they play country music? He said, yeah. I said, I'll be ready in 2 minutes. So he hit his finger. So Ralph Emery came up to me. He was emceeing the show. Ralph says, Charlie, how do you want me to bring you on? I said, well, just Charley Pride, RCA Records. Oh, I need to say something, make them kind of loosen them up a little, let them love you or something, before you come out there. He said, it's 10,000 out there. And I said, just whatever you want to do then. So he went, said, ladies and gentlemen, young fellow on RCA Records, he named my 3 singles I had. He said, Snake Crawler Night, Before I Met You, and he said, got one now called Just Between You and Me, going out, kind of going up the charts. It was about 300 out of 10,000 applauded. But when that Ralph Emery said, ladies and gentlemen, from RCA Records, and now, Charley Pride. And I come out of those shadows up in the lights. It's like turning the volume down. You could drop a pin. Wow. Well, Jack Johnson and I, he's the one and only manager I've had, he said, Charlie, we got to come up with something. So you just can't go into singing once you done shocked the hell out of people like that. So we got to say something. I said, so here's what we came up with. I said, ladies and gentlemen, it probably wasn't this comfortable saying it. I said, ladies and gentlemen, I realize it's a little unique, me coming out here on a country music show wearing this permanent tan. See, I'm saying what they're thinking. See, I said, but I've had Before I Met You and just Snake Crawler Night, and I said, I'm going to do my 3 songs, and if I have time, I'll try to do a Hank Williams song. I didn't have time to talk about pigmentation. I hadn't had but 10 minutes. So I hit it. And I signed autographs from the 3 o'clock show till the 8 o'clock show. It was the 3 o'clock show, 8 o'clock. And what they were saying, trying to say, well, you don't have to do the 3 o'clock show, but we'll pay you. So, but you don't have to do the 3 o'clock show. You didn't get here in time. That's what the promoter back the stage was. I said, well, but man, I did that 3 songs and come off of that stage and I signed autographs almost from 3 o'clock till 8 o'clock. That's the way it's been for the last 40 years. That's it. I don't talk very much either. I'm kind of quiet.
You started to say something. What'd you start to say?
Well,
Oh,
I've got to tell this. One more thing on that subject.
Oh, that trip? Okay.
On that first tour, you know, everybody knew right away you didn't want to follow Charley Pride. So my ex-husband, Hank Cochran, was on the tour.
Yeah.
So we put Hank there, because half the time Hank didn't know what he was doing anyway, so it didn't matter to him. But anyway, Charlie had gone up there and he said, you know, I'm from Greenville, Mississippi. Sledge, Mississippi. And I don't know how you say, I hope you don't mind I'm black, but I'm saying country music.
It was colored then.
Yeah, colored, whatever you said. Anyway, but I sing country music. Well, they just, yeah. So anyway, poor old Hank, after they want more Charley Pride, and Hank's got to go out there. One night he went out and he said, I'm from Isola, Mississippi. And he said, I hope you don't mind that I'm white.
Well, Charlie, how does it feel to be the Jackie Robinson of country music? So, Charlie, how does it feel to be the first colored country singer? So, Charlie, how does it feel to be the first Negro country singer? Charlie, how does it feel to be the first Afro-American country singer? Well, hold on. I said I feel the same way I did when I was colored.
From humble beginnings, Charley Pride defied all odds and conquered the challenges the world threw at him, as he wrote his name in history books. He started from struggling to make it as a pro baseball player to being a black country artist. Charley has shown generations that going from grass to grace is possible, and he was the epitome of success. But sadly, fate had something else in store for him. After a devastating report from the doctors, his life went tumbling. Join us as we delve into the life, career, and somewhat sad ending of Charley Pride, before we reveal what his family admitted to be the dark truth. Charley Pride's humble beginnings. Legendary Charley Pride was born on March 18, 1934, in a little town called Sledge, Mississippi, to parents who were diligent cotton pickers. Young Che, as he was sometimes known, was only sometimes known as Charlie. His dad wanted to name him Charley Frank Pride, but there was a mix-up on his birth papers, so officially he became Charley Frank Pride. The soon-to-be icon was the 4th child out of 11 siblings, and his family was blessed with 8 boys and 3 girls. One of Che's older brothers, Mac Pride, became a baseball player before becoming a minister. Pride's love for music was as natural as the air he breathed. And when he was 14, his mom bought him his very first guitar. But given that his family could not spare from their upkeep budget to get him a tutor, Pride learned to play by himself. Just as he loved music, he never considered becoming a musician. Instead, he had always dreamed of being a pro baseball player, just like his elder brother. And in 1952, years of practice paid off, and Charley played for the Memphis Red Sox and the Negro American League. He signed up with the Boise Yankees, a New York Yankees farm team, the next year. But just as he thought he was already on an express train to stardom, a major setback came in 1953 when an injury slowed down his pitching arm, and he got moved to the Yankees' lower-level team in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. His arm did not get better, and later that year, while still in the Negro Leagues with the Louisville Clippers, Charley and another player were traded to the Birmingham Black Barons for a used bus. Pride joked about being possibly the only player ever traded for a vehicle. The hopeful superstar continued playing for various minor league teams, hoping for a shot at the major leagues until he was drafted into the U.S. Army in 1956. After basic military training, Charley was stationed at Fort Carson, Colorado, where he played on the base's baseball team. His arm had miraculously healed, and while he was on the team, they won the All-Army Sports Championship. Scouts from all over the country kept tabs on him, and when he finished his service in 1958, the Memphis Red Sox immediately called him back. The club fans and Charley were hoping for a movie-like baseball comeback, but then the lingering injury to his throwing arm made it tough, and he was let go to another baseball team. 2 years after Pride completed his service, he had yet to live up to the hype. He had just played 3 games for the Missoula Timberjacks before he was linked to the Cincinnati Reds, but the deal did not work out. The youthful Charley took matters into his own hands and tried out for the California Angels in 1961 and the New York Mets in 1962, but both teams passed on him. After being let go by the Timberjacks, he moved to Helena, Montana to do construction work there. He joined the local semi-pro baseball team, the East Helena Smelterites, and got a job at the Asarco Lead Smelter with the help of the team manager. The smelter kept positions open specifically for baseball players and adjusted their schedules so they could play. In his first year, Pride batted an impressive .444. Just as Pride was starting to put his life in order, his singing talent caught the attention of the team manager, who paid him extra to sing before each game to help boost attendance. Pride also performed at local gigs, sometimes solo and sometimes with the Nighthawks Band. Rise of the legend. Arco even asked him to sing at their company picnics. All this didn't ease his job at the smelter, as it was tough and risky. He once broke his ankle and often got burns from working near hot furnaces. Despite the challenges, he kept up with his music and work schedule, showcasing his dedication and resilience. Between working at the smelter and his music gigs, Pride earned a decent living in the Helena area. He brought his wife and son to join him, and they lived in Helena until 1967. They bought their first home there and welcomed their children, Dion and Angela, at the local hospital. In 1967, the Pride family moved to Great Falls, Montana, because Pride's music career was taking off, and he needed easier access to an airport. However, in an interview with the Helena Independent Record, Pride's wife, Rosine, mentioned they faced some racism in Montana, like being denied service in a restaurant and not being shown homes by a realtor. However, she believed they faced less racism than the Native American community there. Despite this, Pride remembers his time in Montana, saying, "Once they let you in, you become a Montanan." Eventually, they left Montana altogether and moved to Texas in 1969. Rise of the legend. During his baseball days, Pride received encouragement from country stars like Red Sovine and Red Foley to enter the music business. He started working towards this new career path in 1958 while in Memphis. He visited Sun Studio and recorded a few songs. During his time in Montana, he performed his music solo at clubs or with a band called the Nighthawks. His big break came when Chet Atkins from RCA Records heard a demo tape and offered Pride a contract in 1966. He released his first RCA single, The Snakes Crawl at Night. A manager and agent named Jack D. Johnson from Nashville also signed Pride. Atkins, a renowned producer at RCA, had already turned country singers like Jim Reeves and Skeeter Davis into stars. Pride officially signed with RCA in 1965. Although The Snakes Crawl at Night didn't make it onto the charts, Pride's name was listed as Country Charley Pride on the records sent to radio stations for airplay. Pride doesn't believe leaving out his photo was intentional. Instead, he thinks the challenge was getting promoters to accept a black country singer. He said, "People didn't care if I was pink. RCA signed me. They knew I was colored. They put the record out and let it speak for itself." Even while living in Montana, he kept singing at local venues. His career got a boost in Great Falls when he became friends with Lewis Allen Al Donahue, a local businessman who owned radio stations, including KMON, the first station in Montana to play Pride's records. Shortly after The Snakes Crawl at Night came out, Pride released another song called Before I Met You, but it didn't make it onto the charts. But then he dropped his third single, Just Between You and Me, and things took off. This song soared to number 9 on the Hot Country Songs chart on February 25, 1966. Even in a 1992 interview in a news report by the Associated Press, Pride reflected on the labels he had been given over the years. "They used to ask me how it feels to be the first colored country singer. Then it was first Negro country singer, and then first black country singer. Smile, you got to now. I'm the first African American country singer. That's about the only thing that's changed." Charley's career peak, the success of The Big Show. Just Between You and Me was huge. Pride was nominated for a Grammy Award for the song the following year. In the late summer of 1966, based on the strength of his early hits, he got booked for his first big show at Detroit's Olympia Stadium. Since no biographical information was included with his singles, most of the 10,000 country fans who showed up didn't know Pride was black. They only found out when he stepped onto the stage, and the applause faded into silence. Pride recalled, "I knew I'd have to get it over with sooner or later. I told the audience, 'Friends, I realize it's unique. I am coming out here with a permanent suntan to sing country and western to you, but that's the way it is.'" The show marked the beginning of a long and active career performing for big crowds, during which his race soon became less important than his success. In 1967, he made his history by becoming the first black performer to grace the stage at the Grand Ole Opry since DeFord Bailey, a founding member who last performed there in 1941. Between 1969 and 1971, Pride dominated the charts with 8 singles reaching number 1 on the U.S. Country Hit Parade, and they even made it onto the Billboard Hot 100. Hits like All I Have to Offer You, Kiss an Angel Good Mornin', A Woman Named Today, and My Eyes Can Only See As Far As You are known as country pop. In 1969, his album The Best of Charley Pride sold over 1 million copies and earned a gold disc. Only Elvis Presley sold more records than Pride for RCA during that time. Children Pride also contributed to the film industry, performing all his children for the movie Sometimes a Great Notion, which earned 2 Oscar nominations in 1972, one for All His Children. Even though it looked like Pride was on top of the world, he showed no signs of stopping to enjoy his success. He then dropped his biggest hit yet, Kiss an Angel Good Mornin', a million-selling single that rocked both the country and pop charts. That same year, he snagged the Country Music Association's Entertainer of the Year award and grabbed the Top Male Vocalist awards in 1971 and 1972. Kiss an Angel Good Mornin' became Pride's anthem. It ruled the country charts for 5 weeks in late 1971 and early 1972, hitting number 21 on the pop charts and even making it into the top 10 of the adult contemporary charts. Throughout the 1970s and into the 1980s, Pride kept cranking out hit after hit in country music. Some of his classics from this time include Mississippi Cotton Picking Delta Town, Someone Loves You Honey, and Burgers and Fries. He even paid homage to the legendary Hank Williams with an album filled with Williams classics. Selling millions of records in 1975, despite the troubles being at their peak in Northern Ireland, Pride's agent sold a tour package to a UK booking agent. A concert promoter from Dublin named Jim Aiken managed to secure 4 dates, including one in Belfast's Ritz Cinema. Pride's performance in November 1976 and the release of his song Crystal Chandeliers as a single were seen as a unifying gesture amidst the conflict. His bravery in breaking the concert ban made him a hero to both sides, and his success paved the way for other acts to perform in Northern Ireland. Awards and accolades. Pride sang the national anthem before big games like Game 6 of the 1980 World Series, Super Bowl VIII, and Game 5 of the 2010 World Series, making the crowd wow each time. He was joined by the Del Rio High School JROTC color guard. On May 1, 1993, Charley Pride reached a major milestone by joining the prestigious Grand Ole Opry, marking his lasting influence on country music. You've Got to Kiss an Angel Good Morning. Then in 2016, he was chosen as one of 30 artists for Forever Country, a unique mix celebrating 50 years of the Country Music Association Awards, adding to his impressive legacy. In 1994, Pride shared his incredible journey in his book, Pride, The Charley Pride Story. In an interview on Nashville Public Television, he opened up about his upbringing in Mississippi, the challenges of racism he faced, and his struggles with depression. On June 5, 2008, Pride and his brother Mac, along with 28 other former Negro League players, were drafted by each of the 30 Major League Baseball teams to recognize their achievements. Pride was chosen by the Texas Rangers, with whom he has had a long connection, while the Colorado Rockies picked his brother Mac. In 2016, Pride was chosen as one of the elite artists to feature on Forever Country, a special track celebrating 50 years of the Country Music Association Awards. His first album in 6 years, Music in My Heart, was released on July 7, 2017, drawing excitement from fans. In 2020, the Country Music Association announced that Pride would receive the Willie Nelson Lifetime Achievement Award at the 54th Country Music Association Awards. The CMA CEO praised Pride as a trailblazer, whose distinctive voice has left an indelible mark on country music worldwide, earning him one of the CMA's highest honors. Personal life. Charley Pride's life story was filled with relationships, struggles, and triumphs. He first met his future wife, Rosine, during his baseball days in Memphis, Tennessee. They tied the knot in 1956 while Pride was on leave from Army training during Christmas. Together they raised 2 sons, Craig and Dion, and a daughter named Angela. The Pride family grew over time, welcoming 5 grandchildren and 2 great-grandchildren. In 1997, he underwent surgery to remove a tumor from his vocal cord at the University of Arkansas for medical sciences. His dedication to music was evident in 2009, when during a routine checkup at the same hospital, he surprised the Arkansas Senate with an impromptu performance of 5 songs, even sharing the stage with Governor Mike Beebe. Besides his musical pursuits, Charley Pride was a devoted family man, a steadfast friend, and a pioneer in country music. A devoted fan, Pride partially owned the Texas Rangers baseball team and sang the national anthem at some games. Interestingly, Pride is distantly related to blues artist Christone Kingfish Ingram. Tragic death. In November 2020, the legendary country singer Charley Pride made an appearance at the Country Music Association CMA Awards in Nashville to receive the prestigious Lifetime Achievement Award. Pride, a trailblazer in the country music industry and a symbol of resilience and perseverance, had long been celebrated for breaking racial barriers in a genre historically dominated by white artists. His performance at the CMAs that night, where he sang his iconic hit, "Kiss an Angel Good Mornin'," was a poignant moment, resonating with both the audience in attendance and his countless fans worldwide. The song, which had topped the country charts back in 1971, had become synonymous with Pride's career, a testament to his enduring appeal and talent. However, unbeknownst to the adoring crowd, and perhaps even to Pride himself, this performance would mark his final appearance on stage. The warmth and energy he exuded that night belied the health challenges that awaited him just weeks later. Shortly after returning from the awards show, Charley Pride's health began to deteriorate. What initially seemed like a routine illness quickly escalated into a severe condition. His family, deeply concerned for his well-being, rushed him to the hospital. The doctors, faced with a rapidly declining patient during a global pandemic, were unsure whether Pride's symptoms were due to COVID-19 or another ailment such as pneumonia. As a precaution, they began treating him for pneumonia, a common complication for someone of his age and with his symptoms. As the days passed, it became increasingly clear that Pride's condition was more serious than initially thought. A specialist from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, was called in to assess the situation. The specialist confirmed the family's worst fears. Charley Pride had contracted COVID-19. This diagnosis was devastating, particularly given the virus's well-documented impact on older individuals and those with pre-existing health conditions. Throughout this harrowing time, Pride's beloved wife, Roseanne, remained steadfastly by his side. Their marriage, which had endured nearly 64 years, was a cornerstone of Pride's life. The couple had been planning to celebrate their 64th wedding anniversary on December 28th, a milestone that, tragically, they would not reach together. As Pride's condition worsened, he was moved to the intensive care unit, ICU. Despite the best efforts of the medical team, he eventually lost consciousness, slipping into a state from which he would not recover. On December 12, 2020, exactly a month before what would have been their anniversary, Charley Pride passed away due to complications from COVID-19. He was 86 years old. The news of his death sent shockwaves through the country music community and beyond. Tributes poured in from fellow musicians, fans, and public figures, all of whom recognized Pride's immense contributions to music and his role as a pioneer for Black artists in country music. Pride's death marked the end of an era, but his legacy continues to live on through his music and the countless lives he touched throughout his career. His passing also served as a sobering reminder of the devastating impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, particularly on vulnerable populations. As his family, friends, and fans mourned his loss, they also celebrated the incredible life he had lived. Charley Pride was more than just a country music star. He was a symbol of hope, perseverance, and the power of music to bring people together across divides. Even in his final moments on stage, he gave his audience the gift of his voice, leaving them with a memory of his talent, grace, and the enduring charm that had made him a beloved figure in the world of country music. Charley Pride's journey from a poor sharecropper's son in Mississippi to a country music icon is a story of determination, talent, and breaking barriers. His final performance at the CMAs, where he received the Lifetime Achievement Award, was a fitting culmination of a life dedicated to his craft and to the fans who had supported him throughout his career. Though he is no longer with us, Charley Pride's music and his legacy continue to inspire new generations of artists and listeners alike. Charley's shocking secret revealed. 5 months after the passing of the legendary Charley Pride, a surprising and emotionally charged legal battle emerged that would reveal a deeply personal aspect of the late country singer's life. The dispute centered around a man from Texas named Tyler Pride, who at 41 years old came forward to contest Charley Pride's will. Tyler claimed that he had been intentionally left out of the will in an effort to conceal a long-held family secret and protect Charley's public reputation. The world knew Charley Pride as a trailblazing country music star who shattered racial barriers and captivated audiences with his warm voice and enduring charm. He was also a devoted husband to his wife, Rosine Pride, with whom he had 3 children, Carlton, Dion, and Angela. However, what the public didn't know was that in the late 1970s, Charley Pride had a romantic relationship with an unmarried flight attendant from Dallas. This relationship resulted in the birth of a son, Tyler, in 1979. A son whose existence was not widely known until decades later. In 1990, the flight attendant took legal action against Charley Pride, suing him for child support. Initially, Pride contested the paternity of the child, a move that would have been understandable given his prominent status as a country music icon. However, a DNA test ultimately confirmed that he was indeed Tyler's father. In 1992, following a court order, Charley Pride began providing child support payments, which continued until Tyler turned 18. As part of the legal agreement, Tyler's last name was changed to Pride, officially recognizing him as Charley Pride's son. Despite this legal acknowledgement of paternity, Charley Pride maintained a distant relationship with Tyler, perhaps driven by concerns about how the revelation of an extramarital child might affect his reputation and career. Pride kept his interactions with Tyler limited to occasional phone calls. This limited contact underscored the complexities of Pride's life, as both a public figure and a father, balancing the demands of his career with the personal challenges of navigating a hidden relationship. Following Charley Pride's death in December 2020, the reading of his will revealed that Tyler's name was conspicuously absent. The will, which listed his other 3 children with Rosine as beneficiaries, did not include any provision for Tyler. This omission prompted Tyler to challenge the will, claiming that he had been unjustly excluded in an effort to keep his existence a secret and to protect Charley's legacy. Tyler's legal challenge brought to light the intricate and painful dynamics within the Pride family, as well as the broader implications of fame and the lengths to which people might go to maintain a carefully crafted public image. Rosine Pride, as the executor of Charley's will, responded to the lawsuit by acknowledging Tyler as Charley's son, but asserting that Tyler had already received fair recognition and compensation during Charley's lifetime. She viewed the legal challenge as a mere attempt to gain financially from Charley's estate. Rosine's stance reflected the deep-seated tensions that had simmered beneath the surface for years, tensions that were now being played out in a very public forum. The dispute over Charley Pride's will quickly became a focal point of media attention, with fans and observers alike weighing in on the complicated family dynamics. On one side, there was Tyler, who sought not only financial compensation, but also a formal acknowledgement of his place within the Pride family. On the other side was Rosine, who was determined to protect the legacy of her late husband and to uphold what she believed was Charley's true intent in his will. The battle between Rosine and Tyler was emblematic of the broader struggles that often accompany the estates of famous individuals, where money, legacy, and personal relationships become intertwined in complex and often painful ways. Tyler Pride's case was bolstered by the legal recognition of his paternity, dating back to the 1992 court decision that had officially confirmed Charley as his father. This legal precedent added weight to Tyler's claim, positioning him not just as an outsider seeking financial gain, but as a legitimate member of the Pride family who had been recognized by the courts. For Tyler, the lawsuit was about more than just money. It was about securing his place within a family that had, in many ways, kept him at arm's length. He wanted the court to definitively settle the question of whether he was entitled to a share of Charley's estate, a question that had profound implications for his identity and sense of belonging. As the legal battle unfolded, it revealed much about Charley Pride's life beyond the spotlight. It shed light on the private struggles and difficult decisions that he had faced, balancing his public persona with the complexities of his personal life. The case also highlighted the broader impact of fame on families, where the pressures of maintaining a public image can lead to strained relationships and unresolved conflicts. In the aftermath of Charley Pride's death, the legal dispute over his estate added a new layer of complexity to his legacy. While his contributions to country music and his role as a pioneering black artist remained unquestioned, the revelations about his personal life offered a more nuanced understanding of the man behind the music. Fans who had admired Charley for his talent and charm were now confronted with the reality that even their heroes have complicated and sometimes painful personal histories. Despite the turmoil surrounding his estate, Charley Pride's influence on country music and his impact on the lives of countless fans continue to resonate. His death marked the end of a remarkable career, but his music lives on, a testament to his enduring legacy. In a fitting tribute to his life and work, Charley's family requested that instead of flowers, donations be made to the Pride Scholarship at Jesuit College Preparatory School, St. Philip's School and Community Center, or local food banks and charities. These gestures reflected the values that had guided Charley's life, his commitment to giving back and supporting those in need. The story of Charley Pride, now intertwined with the legal battle over his estate, serves as a reminder of the complexities that often accompany the lives of famous individuals. It underscores the challenges of reconciling public success with private struggles and the ways in which legacies are shaped not only by achievements, but also by the personal stories that emerge in their wake. As the legal dispute between Rosine and Tyler Pride continues to unfold, it will no doubt shape the ongoing narrative of Charley Pride's life and legacy, offering new insights into the man behind the music and the enduring impact of his contributions to country music and beyond. The Pride family. While performing in Memphis, fate intervened when Charley met his future wife, Rosine Corinthian. Rosine, a cosmetologist from Mississippi, quickly formed a strong connection with Charley. The joyful couple then exchanged vows in 1956. Charley and Rosine collaborated to build a solid family, serving as each other's support pillars. Rosine even took on the role of Charley's business manager. However, it would be another 10 years before he achieved success in country music. Rosine played significant roles in her husband's career, providing advice behind the scenes and networking with industry insiders to help Charley advance in country music. Since his passing, she has been in charge of his estate and foundations. Charley's youngest son, Dion, embodies the saying, "like father, like son." Not only does he strongly resemble his dad, but he's also following in Pride's footsteps professionally. He's a skilled musician, mastering the guitar, drums, bass, and piano. Alongside his musical talents, Dion has a knack for singing and songwriting, starting his musical journey as a teen. At just 16, Dion made his debut singing and acting in the movie The Double MacGuffin, lending his voice to the opening and closing songs. Pride couldn't be prouder of his son's TV debut. From a young age, Dion vowed to surpass his father, and by his late teens, he was well on his way to fulfilling that promise. Over the years, Dion has performed his dad's songs to packed crowds in Ireland, Scotland, Canada, and England. What's remarkable is that he's inherited Pride's humility, always staying grounded despite his achievements. Dion isn't just a talented musician, he's also a devoted husband, as seen in a delightful photo on his Instagram where he and his wife beam with joy. The icon's eldest son, Craig, now known as Carlton, is following his father's path, though he embarked on his musical journey later than his sibling. Pride once launched a 24-track recording studio in Dallas, where Carlton was the sound studio manager. Carlton now leads his reggae band, Zion Reggae Music, which he established in 1995 while residing near San Marcos, Texas. In June 2017, he rocked the stage at the newly reopened Jackson, Mississippi, Underground 119 Blues Club. People there said he was the best of both worlds, great for shows and parties. Later that August, he was the show's star at the 10th St. Louis Blues Festival, sharing the stage with other awesome artists. In October of that same year, he appeared on an episode of Jazz KN in America, alongside other blues talents. He even teamed up with Gary Clark Jr. for a song on Eric Giles's album. He also wowed the crowd at the Chicago Blues Festival in 2018. Luke Cage creator Cheo Hodari Coker mentioned that he picked Ingram to appear in the show's second season. He showed up in episode 4, rocking out with 2 songs. In June 2018, he performed with hip-hop legend Rakim for NPR Music's Tiny Desk concert series, where he belted out some awesome tunes. Kingfish's first album came out on Alligator Records on May 17, 2019. It was made with the help of Grammy-winning musician Tom Hambridge at Ocean Way Studio in Nashville. Kingfish didn't just hit the charts, it soared to the top spot on the Billboard Blues chart and grabbed the #1 spot on the Billboard Heatseeker chart. Billboard magazine even called him a blues prodigy, and No Depression magazine praised the album as stunning and hailed him as a young blues man with an ancient soul. AllMusic picked Kingfish as one of their favorite blues albums. It even got nominated for a Grammy Award in the Best Traditional Blues Album category. NPR Music gave people a sneak peek of Kingfish a week before its release, and the reviews were amazing. One writer said his guitar playing was astounding, almost like he was singing through it. At the Non-Convention in Philadelphia in May 2019, Ingram blew everyone away with his passionate performance. WXPN radio station raved about his playing, saying it was filled with passion, and that he had a rare talent for making every note his own. Rolling Stone even praised his music video for Outside of This Town, calling it trippy and surreal. He didn't stop there. In August, he performed with the rock band Vampire Weekend on 11 dates. Let's not forget his earlier tours with legends like Buddy Guy. In May 2020, he scooped up 5 Blues Music Awards, including Album of the Year for Kingfish. Then, just 2 months later, he released a new single, Rock and Roll, as a tribute to his mom who passed away the previous December. Later, in July 2021, Ingram dropped his second album, 662. He hails from Clarksdale, Mississippi, and according to him, 662 is all about representing the whole North Mississippi Delta. Then, on April 3, 2022, he snagged the Grammy Award for Best Contemporary Blues Album for 662 at the 64th Annual Grammy Awards, a huge achievement. In September, Fender launched a special Kingfish Signature Deluxe. He even shared the stage with the Rolling Stones at Hyde Park, London, as part of the 2020 British Summertime Concerts. And in 2023, he was crowned the Contemporary Blues Male Artist of the Year at the Blues Music Awards.
Dallas Cowboys, we are the Cowboys. Super coach, super team.
Jerry Jones.
Dallas Cowboys, we are the Cowboys. Super